Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen, and today we are going to talk about two tactics that a narcissist uses to get into your head. So let me double check, make sure I'm on the right microphone. I am not. Let me switch over and see what happens. Alright, that should have changed the sound. Let me know if it did. Well, actually, I'll hear it. I want to play it back. Alright, so let's get right to it. You know what? We got to do a bougie candle because this is an official video. Bougie candle, let's go. I always thought bougie meant rich, but apparently it's a French word that means candle. I actually haven't Googled that, but I'll look it up eventually. And we're going to do our winter sage to scare off the spirits. Not scare off, break the negative connections. Alright, there we go. It's not a lot of smoke, let me burn a little more. There we go. Fire. Fire. You've probably seen the smoke already. There we go. Just all kinds of smoke. I'm just messing with you. Okay. Sorry. Alright. So, a client of mine called me just the other day and he's like, you're not going to believe it. So, he just got rid of a narcissist and I've been advising him. And I'm like, have you been watching? He's like, no, because he met me through the dating relationship stuff. That's not going out. Come on, go out, Firestarter. And he didn't want to read it or watch the videos. I don't need that. Like, yes, you do. So he definitely got involved with a narcissist. And he's been going through a living nightmare. He's, oh, Mike, help me. What do I do? So this was a little while back, about 2 months, or maybe it's been 6 weeks. So he's doing a lot better now. Got rid of the person. No, it was a girl, female. Doesn't matter. It could be male or female. And we had a discussion, and he's like, I was talking about, like, well, one of the things narcissists will do is they will ask you a lot of questions, and there's a reason why they're doing it. They talk fast, really fast, and everything's fast, because they're trying to make your brain scramble to where you can't think clearly, and it exhausts you, and your brain's going, oh my God. So here's something they're doing. They will ask a lot of questions. This is what, it was Adam, I'm just going to say it. And he was like, yeah, she would ask a lot of questions. And he was like, non-stop. And I was like, well, yeah, didn't you watch my video on, there's something called open loops. And an open loop is when you start a story. This is when you give presentations or when you're working with a client. It's one of the techniques you can do to help them to open up from their ego so they can receive the information and understand things better. So it's a hypnotic technique. So an open loop is you start a story, and you don't finish it, you cut it off in the middle somewhere. It doesn't have to be exactly middle, but it's somewhere. And then you drop down and you open up another story. And then you cut that one off somewhere in the middle, and you drop down, you open up another story. And usually 3 is enough, but you can do a 4th one. And then down here in the middle, this is where you start doing the teachings. And this is how, and this will really help them to absorb it really well. So then you come up here, and you finish the last story, and then you finish the third to last story, then you finish the second to last story, and then you finish the first one, and now the loop is now complete, and so those teachings integrate a lot faster. Let me draw you an image of that. So here's what it's like. I'm going to just do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3, and this is where the teachings go. Teachings. So these are open loops. So you start a story and you cut it off, and you drop down. You start another story. You cut it off. You drop down. So I'm not doing it right. Drop down. You start another story and you drop down. And right here, in this area here, this is where you do the teachings. And then what you do is you close story number 3, close story number 2, and then close story number 1. Like that. Okay, you close the story and everything's complete. And it leaves them with it helps add clarity. It opens you up so you can receive the information in a very wide open way versus a little tiny funnel. And so here's what narcissists are doing. The reason why they're asking questions is they get you to start to answer it, and then they interrupt you with another question, which cuts you off, and then you start the second story. They interrupt you with another question, and they do this endlessly in your brain. And what happens is you have all these open loops. It's kind of like on the computer having all these different windows open at the same time. It will overload the computer, and the computer can't think. And then what they do is they will lean forward and whisper stuff like, you're no good, you suck at what you do, oh, you're not good looking, you're a narcissist. So their number one goal is to overload you, to overload your brain, literally so you can't think. And that's when they embed the commands, just like a hypnotherapist, but they're doing it in a really, I'm just going to cuss, in a very fucked up way. And this is why a lot of you believe that you're narcissists, because, see, the thing is, if you're not trained in hypnosis, if you've never heard this, you literally won't even be able to hear them. Now, I'm trained in hypnosis. I'm a very conscious guy, and the last person that did this to me, I literally looked at him and said, what did you say? I was pissed. I was like, yeah, we're done. So the thing is, people, is they leave these loops open, which is why you're constantly exhausted, okay? So it causes you to spin and spin and spin, and this is one of the ways they drain your energy so you can't defend yourself. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you got someone that's constantly interrupting you, changing the story, changing the subject, they're doing it because they're creating open loops and they never close them, so your brain gets drained, your energy gets drained, and that way they can put all kinds of negative stuff in you and control you. So if somebody interrupts you and does stuff like this, cut them out of your life immediately. This is why, okay, if a lot of you have wondered, like, when you first got rid of the narcissist, you felt like, well, am I the narcissist? And one of the teachings is, if you even think about that, you're not. Because a narcissist, oh, I'm perfect, I'm Jesus, I'm God. They don't actually think that there's a possibility that they could be a fucked up person, okay, or let alone a narcissist, okay? So they will literally, okay. So one of the ways they do is they'll ask you question after question, and they'll lean next to your ear, and they'll whisper it in your ear, and they'll say, you're a narcissist, you're a narcissist. Well, the last time it happened to me is I looked at the person and I was like, what did you say? It was just like, right then I was like, man, we're done, it's over. So here's a simpler way of doing this. If somebody is talking fast and they won't slow down, because one thing I would tell them is like, slow down, take a breath, slow down. That's not how I function. I don't roll like that. And if they don't slow down, if they can't, even after I help them, then I'm done. Don't waste my time with them. So if they're talking fast, if they're asking a lot of questions, and here's the other thing, this really is the embedded loop technique. If they interrupt you constantly, it causes your head to spin, and there's all these open stories or open loops going on, and they're literally running like, well, what's the end of the story? What's the end of the story? I'm going to say it. Talk fast, lots of questions. They interrupt you a lot. And then the fourth thing they do is they're going to tell you who you are. You're this. Nobody likes you. You're no good at what you do. They're going to tell you what to do. Well, you should do, like, they'll start like saying like, you should put your toilet paper this way, or you should do this way. Oh, you shouldn't wear that shirt. You know. And so if you run into those four tactics, get away. Get out. Even if you just run into the talk fast and lots of questions, they're going to interrupt you. That's the whole point of asking lots of questions. And then they're going to do all four. They're going to eventually start telling you who you are, what other people think of you, even though you're like, how do you fucking know that? Get away. Get away. Here's another way. You don't need to know what they're doing. Okay, you don't need to be so clear on this. If you get into arguments with them, if you get mad around someone a lot, it doesn't even have to be a lot, more than once. If you get frustrated with, look, they're doing it on purpose. If you have conversations where there's no clarity, they're doing that on purpose. Okay, let's say you're talking about A, but then they respond to something similar, B, or whatever. That's a tactic. It's a side. It's like a side. I can't remember the name of it. A side something. It's a tactic to frustrate the fuck out of you. Don't fall for it. I'm telling you right now, if there is lack of clarity in conversation, get out. I don't care if it's a friend, a coworker, let alone someone you're dating, especially if it's someone you're dating and spend a lot of time with. If you don't have clarity in conversation, go. Airborne. One thing about me that I'm blessed is I was in airborne. I remember the first time we jumped out of that plane, that wind grabs you and you're gone. You go from 0 to, like, I don't know if it's 85 or 100 miles an hour, but you're just boom. You're out. You get sucked out, right? And that's when it's like airborne. When I jump, I'm gone. Because I have that experience, when I start feeling frustration, confusion, lack of clarity, I'm done. I'm gone. And it shocks the fuck out of me. Whoa, that dude just left. Yeah, I would tell them, like, hey, can you slow down? Hey, can you let me finish one question at a time? And then another thing, they will revert. God, there's something I just posted that I really want to add to this. Let's see if I have it. Oh man, I hope I didn't throw it away. Maybe it's this one. Now, it's basically when someone's rude behavior, disrespectful, they're interrupting you, question after question after question, talking fast, and you just call them and say, hey, can you slow down? And then they start pointing the fingers at you. That is a narcissist tactic. You know what? I'm going to leave this video at this. God bless you guys. Don't try to figure out what they're doing. Just get the fuck out. If you are feeling bad around someone, remember, you don't need to know why you're feeling bad. Just go, whenever I'm around this person, I'm not happy. Go. You feel frustrated. Go. You feel confused. Go. Lack of clarity in conversation every time you talk. Go. All right. God bless you guys. Take care of yourself. Remember the number one rule. You're supposed to protect yourself. That's how you connect with the spirit inside you. That's what's going to cause you to awaken. You need to get away from people that are bad for you. All those things that I've been saying in this video. See you guys next video. God bless you.